Save and sync your data today on Call for Help.
I hope these people can help me with my computer. A technician will be with you in 4 hours. 4 hours?
You can upgrade for just $5,000.
What?
The Universal Serial Config Board should be set to ID6.
I need that in plain English. Help!
Leo Laporte to Call for Help. May I help you? Hey, how are you? Welcome to Call for Help. I'm Leo Laporte, your genial host. And today, another great show to help you get the most out of your personal confuser. We were talking at lunch today, Andy and Amber and I. Let my helpers, Call for Helpers, Amber MacArthur, Andy Walker, about boys and girls.
Yes.
And different ways that they compute. And I think we realize that there's a gender difference. Boys like to get in there and figure out how it works and get in there and tweak the settings and get the most out of it and all that stuff. And Andy's real good at that kind of stuff. And you were saying that women, it's a little different.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit different. I think a lot of women are multitaskers and they're very busy in their lives, so they really just want it to work and they want to know how to make it work quickly, but they don't care about what's going on the inside as much. And that's a generalization, but for the most part, I think that's probably true.
Well, maybe it's not men and women, but there's certainly people who are that way, who I just want it to work and I just want to get what I need to get done. And there are people who are more interested in how it works and how I can play with it and tweak with it.
Definitely.
And so I think we've got two good examples of that right here. So that's kind of the division of labor on the show. And then I was trying to figure out, well, what's my job? I'm just the old guy that goes, what? What are you talking about? Are you really picky about your system settings? We have good old-fashioned Cyberwalker demo of the day to show you how to... What are you going to backup?
Backup, yeah. There is some great backup tools in Windows XP, and I'm going to show you where they are and what they do and why they're different.
This is a question we get all the time. I'm getting a new hard drive or a new system. How do I get my stuff onto the new system? Or, I'm installing Service Pack 2. How do I protect myself? Something like that. So this will be very useful for that. What are you going to be doing today?
I'm actually going to show a few websites that talk about fall colors. And
see, there you go.
Yeah,
that's a chick thing to do.
Chick thing, so that when you actually plan a road trip and you go, you know if the leaves have changed or not. So there's some sites that actually show the percentage of colors that have changed in certain areas.
Oh,
and it's really cool.
How do the leaves? How do they change?
Okay, you could do a segment on that.
And that's the same thing. I'm going, well, actually, Andy, once you have a frost and the sap starts running, then there's
Yeah, exactly. No.
Who cares?
They've changed.
And now's the time when manly men sing about pork shoulder luncheon meat. What is the spam deal? You got your spam?
I got my spam shirt on, which I got a few weeks ago. But Monica Latanya, our lovely lady...
She was in Hawaii.
She was in Hawaii recently, and she got me...
Hawaiian spam.
Yeah, Memorial Hawaiian spam. And what's really cool about this, on the back, there's a recipe for spam sushi.
They eat that like crazy in Hawaii. You can get that at the drugstore, at the gas station. They have spam sushi.
Spam sushi.
That's great. I love it.
Wow.
Love it.
I never had it.
I've never had that.
So when does the fall foliage start to change here in Canada? I mean,
mid-July.
Don't tell Leo that.
It's getting cold already. All right. Well, I'll look forward to that. That'll be kind of fun.
Yeah.
Let us get a caller on the show here. You got somebody for me?
Yeah, we do. We have Kim from Creemore, Ontario on the line.
All right. Aloha, Kim. Let's walk by and say hi to the lovely and talented Basil. Is your last name Rathbone? No. Okay, just checking. Hello, Kim. How are you?
Hi, Leo. How you doing?
I'm wonderful. Welcome to the show.
Well, thank you very much. I've been watching you since the days of ZDTV.
Oh, man. Things have changed, haven't they?
Yes, they have, but only for the better, by the way. Your new show is even better.
Thank you. That's very nice of you to say so.
The leaves have changed up here, up north. So
Have they?
It's gorgeous. Pop up and see us.
Now, do you get the bright flame red or what?
Oh, yeah. We get the orange, the reds. It's just gorgeous this time of year. We're about 70 miles north of Toronto.
I grew up in New England, and, of course, we got that. My whole childhood, fall was always my favorite season, partly because of that. I just loved how that looked.
Yeah, it's mine, too.
And then the smell of burning leaves, and it's just the fun, the
time of year.
Crispness in the air. Yep. And now in California, I don't get that at all. You know, all fall means in California is the hills are brown.
Yeah, but you get other advantages.
Yeah, there are other things. I admit it.
Warmer.
But I'm glad it is a little. I'm glad to be up here so I can enjoy the fall once again. I think it's great.
It's nice to have you up here.
Thank you, Kim. What can I do for you today?
Well, I'm using Norton's SystemWorks.
Okay.
And it has a defrag routine, but so does Windows XP.
Yes.
Is there any difference between the two? They seem to use different methods to organize the drive. Is one better? Norton would say it is, but really.
I think you don't probably have to worry about buying. You already got it, so go ahead and use it. But I think if you didn't already have a third-party defragger, you could easily use the Windows one. This is defragging, for those who don't know, is taking your hard drive and optimizing the placement of the files. As you use your drive, the files can get spread out all over. Not merely individual files, but parts of files can get spread out all over. There, and there. And that's inefficient for the computer being seeking all over the hard drive to put the file back together again. So a defragger just optimizes that. And if you want to defrag your hard drive in Windows with the built-in defragger, you just get the properties on any given hard drive, click the Tools tab, and you'll see that we have error checking, defragmentation, and backup. And defragmentation is just optimizing the drive. You can analyze it before you optimize it, so it'll tell you if it gets. You can see this is a fairly fresh install. It's not fragmented. If it gets more than about 5% fragmented, that's when you want to start looking at reorganizing it. What does Norton do that's different? Well, it has, for instance, the ability to schedule a defrag. It might be a little bit better at optimizing because it looks at the files, the actual content of the files, and puts them in an order that makes kind of some better sense, maybe less likely to defrag. It's better at defragging the swap file. In fact, I don't even think Windows bothers with the swap file at all. But these are all things that I think are finesses. If you have it, use it. There is this much betterness. But if you don't have it, I don't think it's worth running out to get. And by the way, I am kind of contrarian on disk defragmentation. Some computer experts will say defrag all the time, every week or whatever. I haven't defragged in ages. If you start to notice a slowdown, every few months it's okay to defrag. It certainly doesn't hurt anything.
Yeah, that's when I've been doing it. I don't do it every week.
No,
it takes too long. First of all,
it takes
120 gigabyte hard drive. It takes a long time.
Well, and it will wear out your hard drive faster. There's if you think about a lot of activity involved in defragging a hard drive. So the only time it's really there's a compelling argument for defragging frequently is if you are digitizing audio or, more importantly, video, where you want to dump a whole bunch of data on your hard drive as quickly as possible because video is so heavy. You want to copy it as fast as possible. If you have to move the head around a lot to put that file on there, you're going to drop frames. You want a contiguous space to put it in, and the defragging will give you that.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry. You've already got it. Go ahead and use it for sure. It has scheduling features and stuff like that.
Okay.
Sounds like the dogs.
There's a difference between boys and girls, by the way.
Yeah, there's other.
And boy, they are totally different how they use their computer.
Isn't that interesting? And I have to say, I was one of those egalitarian types before I had kids who said, no, that's nurture. Girls and boys are the same. And then when I had kids, and I have a girl and a boy, and Henry picked up a ball when he was age 6 months old and started throwing it, and Abby is still not interested in throwing a ball at all. Yep. There are differences, built-in differences, and I think that's great. That's what makes the world go round.
Anyways, you take care, and good luck with the show. Hope you sell it back to the United States. Be nice to see you back down there, too.
Well, that's great, Kim. I thank you very much.
You take care.
We're working on it.
Have a nice Thanksgiving and lovely fall.
Now, when is Canadian Thanksgiving?
It's in October. It's October the 11th this year, I guess it is.
Okay, so
I'll be... Hang on, I might be wrong.
No, I'm sure you're right. I'll have it
around there.
In November, the third week in November was when the U.S. has Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
That's when I'll be celebrating my... Do you have turkey up here? Do you eat turkey?
Oh, yes.
Dressing?
Yes. We've got farm workers. We bring them all over to the house, and we sit down and have a big turkey.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. How big is your Thanksgiving?
Well, there's only 5 in our family, but there's another 10 workers that come over.
That's
a big crowd, and it's an important time of year.
That sounds wonderful, Kim. Sounds like a wonderful feast. Well, enjoy your Thanksgiving.
We'll think about you during the feast.
Please do. Thank you so much.
Take care.
Take care, Kim.
Bye-bye.
Coming up, wasn't that nice? Coming up, tips to save your data as Call for Help continues. Don't go away. I've always had 2 rules that, I live by. You may not want to live by them, but I think they're important. Always wear clean underwear in case you get hit by a car, and back up your data. Andy's here to show you how to do it easily with Windows XP. Back up your data, that is, not wear clean underwear. But you can show us that another time, Andrew. So, backing up, we always say back up, back up, back up. But what do you back up and how do you back it up? The devil's in the details. How do you do it?
Well, I mean, you can get a third-party program, but you don't have to because there's actually a couple of tools built directly into Windows XP. They vary between Home and Pro. So I'm going to show you one that's in Pro, but you can get on Home because it actually comes on the CD.
So you can install it later without paying any more.
Right. It's called, actually, the actual file is called NT Backup, so it's a holdover from the old Windows NT days.
Is that, when I opened the tools in the last call and I showed defrag, the next thing was backup. Is that the same thing?
You got it.
That's it. Okay.
You got it. So before I go, I wanted to just hit run here because if you do have XP Home, you have to go into the value add Microsoft NT Back on the CD to install it. It's not installed by default.
So you look at your install CD if you have one, and unfortunately a lot of people nowadays don't, and you'll go to that area, value add.
Yes, /MSFT, which is short for Microsoft /NT Backup.
And you can then install it. Okay.
You can install it. If you have Pro, it's already installed. So we're going to click on Start.
Well, isn't it strange that they give it to you but don't install it on Home?
Well, I think it's a bit of a system administrator kind of tool.
I guess it's for more advanced. I don't know, but everybody should back up. Who should back up more than the home user? I mean, they're the ones really relying on this stuff, right?
That's right, exactly. Sorry, I had to switch over. My computer is not behaving very well at the moment.
I see the lights have gone out on it. Yeah. Is it dead? Which one are you switching over to? This one?
To that one over there.
Well, make sure you did that right. This one's alive.
Oh.
There we go. They're seeing it. There we go.
All right. All right. So,
did you hit it? Did he just hit it? Did he?
Yeah, that's a secret.
Did you whap it?
It's a tip of the masters. Go into Accessories.
Yeah.
And then you want to go into System Tools.
Okay.
And you're going to see something called Backup. It's not called NT Backup, but it's just called Backup.
Yeah.
So click on that, and you're basically going to be pushed into a wizard. And step through the wizard. Next.
I hate it when that happens. Sometimes in a very crowded city, you'll get pushed into a wizard, and they always get angry.
They stick you, right?
Yep.
With their wands.
Yep.
Choose Backup, Files, and Settings, and click Next again. Now, you have lots of different options. That's the wonderful thing about this little program, is you can just say, just my documents, which is my documents folder, and the various settings that I have.
See, that's great, because that's really what you should most of the time be backing up.
That's right. Everyone's documents and settings, that different, that, if you have multiple users on the system.
So if you're the system administrator in your family, if you're the person responsible for this, back up everybody's.
Everybody's, exactly. Yeah. All information on this computer.
Now that would be the whole hard drive?
Be the whole hard drive.
Yeah, no, I don't usually recommend people do that.
And this is my favorite setting. I'm a big custom guy, but let me choose what to back up.
Let me choose! That's for people who have more time.
More time, more patience.
More patience. Or more specific needs.
Yes. So if you go into that mode, you can actually just pick by folder. And you can choose, which files, just check them all off.
We would recommend that most people just choose the My Documents and Settings and leave it at that, because that's going to be mostly what you want. Yeah.
Essentially, yeah. And this will actually export to a single file.
One big blob.
One big blob. So that can be very big. So you want to, what I would do is back up to this file on your hard drive and burn it to CD or burn it to DVD.
Then you have a good backup. Yeah,
that's a good backup.
Now, one of the advantages of using this is you always know that as soon as you've reinstalled Windows, you'll be able to run that program and restore it. If you use another company's backup program like Retrospect from Dance, you'll have to install that first before you can restore.
Right, and you'll also have to go to university to learn how to use Retrospect.
Yes, that's right. This is pretty easy, yeah.
This is pretty easy, which I like. It should be easy, especially given it's one of those things people hate to do. It's sort of like, nobody likes to wash their car or rake the lawn or whatever.
Exactly.
Nobody likes to back up.
Don't give them an impediment, because then they'll just say, I can throw my hands up. And then you'll be sorry when your hard drive dies. You'll wish you'd done it. That's right. Yeah.
Now, you have a second option. This is installed on Home and Pro. Again, you're going to go into Accessories, and you're going to go into your System Tools. And there is something called Files and Settings Transfer Wizard, which doesn't sound like a backup program, but actually it's designed to just look at the settings on your system.
Okay.
And, in fact, you have an option of going new computer, which is not this one. You can choose old computer, which is the computer you're backing up from.
This would be, if you bought a new computer, getting your settings off of the old one. Does it do the documents too, or is it just the settings?
I think it does, actually. It
says Files and Settings.
I think you can customize there's a whole list here. Once you click this next, we'll give it a sec to look at my system. There's a whole list of everything that it backs up.
It can take a while, I have to say.
It's a little flaky. Anyway, keep going. Oh. The driver of the media.
We're going to back up to floppy. We're going to back up to the desktop.
To the desktop, yeah.
Okay. And now we can choose what we want.
So you can choose, yes. You can settings only, files only, and then there's actually this whole list of settings. Microsoft Messenger,
essentially the same thing, really.
It is. But there's also, too, you can actually specify file types, too. And you can actually do, again, a custom backup. Let me select a custom list of files and settings.
Folks,
so just choose.
Do your backups. If you don't, you'll be sorry. I promise you. And it's much better to have done them and not have to need them. If you want to know more about backing up your system, check our web notes. It's at callforhelptv.com. Now, let's test your tech knowledge. See if you've been paying attention. Our question of the day, and I don't know the answer to this one. I think this is Mikey wants to come up. What is Teledon? Is it a gaming console, a kind of teletext system, a type of modem, or Hal's young brother? Why did you tell it to Don? I'm sorry, Dave. You better tell Don. I don't know. Get to the website, give us the answer. We'll talk about it when Call for Help continues. Stay here. People have been asking me about my phone. At some point, I'm going to do a little thing on voice over IP because I think it's really exciting. Now, I use Vonage in the States, and what do you use? Something.
Primus.
Primus, yeah. That's right. But Vonage is here too.
Vonage Canada has a
I don't know if this company has yet come to Canada. This is my current pick for voice over IP. It's a company called Packet 8, and it allows you to have a video phone in addition. Now, I can call any phone with this. It's a standard voice over internet, so you have to have a broadband connection. You plug in your Ethernet into here. But if you call a person who has one of these Packet 8 phones, you'll get picture and audio. And
it's very Jetsons.
It's very Jetsons. I've been using it to call my family this week.
Oh, yeah?
And it works great. Even though I'm calling the States, the picture quality is just superb.
Wow.
The audio quality is just superb. I mean, it is the Jetsons. It's kind of like, here, let me turn it so you can see a picture of, who is that going to be there? Is that Basil there? Oh, no, there. John. Who is Charles?
Yes, Charles.
And Denko waving at you. But it's so cool. Anyway, one day we'll do a thing on voice over IP because I think it's a very interesting subject.
You just plug it into the broadband connection?
Yeah, here, let me turn it around. I'll show you. You just plug it into the Ethernet. It doesn't plug into the phone. It plugs into the Ethernet. Right. So you have to have DSL or cable modem.
And what does it cost for to make a call?
You pay a monthly fee, and it's flat fee in Canada and the U.S. So I pay about $30 U.S. a month, and I can make unlimited phone calls anywhere in North America.
With video?
With video.
Wow.
And the quality's good. That's the thing that blows my mind. The quality's actually quite good.
Are you going to get me one for Christmas, Leo?
Yeah, then you and I can call each other.
Great.
See you in your jammies Christmas morning. Actually, let's take another call, shall we? Amber, who's on the line? I'll get you one, too.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, she wants that.
I'd love one. We have Jeff from Scotchtown, Nova Scotia.
You could show a little more enthusiasm. Hi, Jeff. How are you?
Good, Leo. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Welcome to the show.
Yes, great to see you're back on the air.
Oh, I couldn't be happier, and it's so great to be in Nova Scotia once again.
Well.
Nothing like Nova Scotia in the fall.
Oh.
Yes. I always go down here.
Yeah. Well, you know, Amber's an Easterner, so she knows. She's from PEI, and she loves that area. Yeah.
It's beautiful. Nova Scotia. I went to school in Halifax, too.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I know that. Yeah. That's
yeah.
Cool. Well, what can I do for you, Jeff?
I just recently bought a video card.
Okay.
It's GeForce 5200 FX, 128 meg.
A lot of people have those. They're kind of mid-range, good cards. Yep.
And when I installed this, and I go to play a video game, my CPU process is run at 100%.
Yeah.
I'm running AM Duron.
Yeah, that's why.
1.3.
Yeah, the Duron is kind of a low-end AMD processor, and that's what happens. You know, you can get a great video card, but the processor becomes the bottleneck because it can't keep up.
Okay.
You know, the game, in order to draw that game, you have two things going on. The game has to make calculations about where you are, where the other player is, what happens when you shoot. That's the processor. And then it tells the video card how to draw it, and the video card's doing a lot of calculations to make that 3D realistic image. So both the graphics processor unit and the CPU, the microprocessor, are doing a lot of work. And if you get a fast graphics processor, yeah, that'll help. But if the CPU can't keep up, it's going to choke, and that's what's happening. Is you've got more video cards than you can, use because you don't have a processor that's fast enough.
So what would you advise, like a lower end video card, or?
Well, I didn't. No, I mean you already bought the video card, a faster processor. Now, have you tried turning off services and minimizing everything else your system's doing? Because the less the burden on the processor, the better it'll be able to keep up.
It seems if I shut everything off in MS-config, I can play some games.
Ah, interesting. I'm going to show you this site. It's called blackviper.com.
Okay.
And this is exactly what happened. This guy's a character. I've had him on the show a couple of times. He had exactly that problem. He wanted to play video games, and it was too slow, and he realized that in XP, and 2000, there are a lot of services running in the background all the time. And he found that by turning some of the unnecessary ones off, he could really speed up his system. So he has a list here, and he did this by trial and error. He did this by trial and error. He has a list of things you can turn off safely and speed up your system. Now, you may find that you don't want to have these off all the time. So he also shows you how you can create hardware configurations. So when you boot your system, you could say, I'm going to play games now, make it a gaming system, or I'm going to do regular work. You could turn some of these things back on.
Okay.
For instance, you don't need the wireless 0 configuration. If you're not on Wi-Fi, you could turn that off. But if you are on Wi-Fi, you want to turn it back on. So you might have different hardware configurations depending on what you're doing. BlackViper.com.
Yeah, I think I was there before. It's a pretty good site.
He's amazing.
He knows a lot. Thanks for having me on air there, Leo.
You're very welcome. I thank you for calling, Jeff.
I'm happy to see that you're in Canada now.
You are not as happy as I am. Trust me, I'm having such a good time. And you know what's nice? I've always worked with great people. I mean, everybody at Tech TV and ZDTV was just great. And they're family, and they're still family, and we're still in touch. I'm having lunch with Patrick in just a few days. But what's really nice, I have a whole new family up here of great people. And you guys are just the greatest. Everybody we work with here, Amber and what's his name over here?
Cyberwork.
All of you guys are great. And everybody behind the scenes, Basil and Charlie's and Zdenko and then the guys. Anyway, it's a great bunch. I'm sorry, I'm going to get sappy here, but Jeff, I feel as blessed as can be to be here. So thank you for watching the show. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
You too, Leo.
Take care. All right. Stay warm. Sometimes, if you can't figure out what's going on in your computer, your best bet is to take a snapshot of it and bring it to the nearest geek. Speaking of geeks, Andy is here. He's got a free file that'll help you take that snapshot of your system. And maybe tech support could use this, or, if you live next door to Andy, he can do it for you. It is our free file of the day.
Free file of the day.
Are you finding it there?
I'm trying to.
Have you lost it?
I have lost it.
He's lost it. No,
it's called Gadwin Systems PrintScreen.
Okay.
Let's open it all
Now,
up
that's a
here.
deceptive name because does it just print the screen?
It will print the screen, or it'll print the active window.
Oh, that's cool. So it's more than just settings.
Yeah.
Anytime you want an image of what's going on, you could use this.
That's right. There's a bunch of tabs in the program itself, and you can actually choose the current window or a client window. Full screen, rectangular area, you can actually specify an area of the screen to take a photograph of. You can either choose, this is one of my big beefs, is when you take a picture of the screen, sometimes the mouse cursor is sitting right there with an annoying message or whatever, you can turn that off.
So let me just, so people step back a little bit for people to understand what we're talking about. You have something on the screen. How do you get that thing to a file or to the printer? Well, you do have a button on your computer that says PrintScreen.
Yeah, that'll actually grab it.
Puts it on the clipboard.
Put it on the clipboard, and then you can put it into Paint and Paint and that sort of thing.
But this is much more sophisticated.
Yeah, especially, I quite like these kinds of programs because I'm, building how-to pages on Cyberwalker.com, for example. So you grab a shot of the way the window is, and then you cut and paste it into your web page and that sort of thing. But I do like the idea of taking a picture of some, if you can't figure something out, take a picture of it and find somebody that you know and email them as a file attachment and say, hey, you see this area here, I don't get it. Can you help me out? So it's a really good kind of assist. It's a tool to help you help yourself.
I know a lot of people who, when they enter in their internet settings, for instance, on their router or on their dial-up networking, will do a screenshot of it and save that. Then you know exactly not only what the settings are, but where to put them. Yeah. It becomes your own documentation of how you've set up your system. There's lots of uses for PrintScreen. When we write books, of course, all the books I write have lots of screenshots. We use a commercial program, but I have to say I'm going to take a look at this because it actually looks like it's just as good. I spent $100 on a commercial screen grabbing program that maybe I didn't have to.
One of the features I really like about PrintScreen is that you can actually, as usual, cut to a clipboard, but you can also send it to the printer. You can automatically send it to email as an attachment.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah, so it's one of those really sort of, they go the extra mile with this program. There's lots of screen grabbers out there. This is one that sort of caught my attention because of those extra features.
And because it's
free.
Free! Free file of the day. If you want to download a copy of PrintScreen, you can. Just go to our website, callforhelptv.com. We've got the link there, plus all our free files of the day. Lots of great stuff. Coming up, filtering spam in Outlook with our Microsoft Office expert. Fight spam in just a bit. Stay right there. Welcome back to Call for Help. If you're tired of all the spam in your inbox, we're going to show you how you can build some custom, powerful anti-spam tools using the Rules Wizard. Our office wizard, Michael McBurney, is here to walk us through Outlook's anti-spam features. Michael, welcome. It's good to have you back.
Thank you, thank you.
The Outlook now in 2003 actually has a built-in spam filter that I found works pretty well.
Yeah, the junk senders list.
Yeah, it really is good.
Looks excellent.
But if you don't have the current version or you want to enhance it, here's some ways you can do it.
One of the easiest ways to get rid of spam email that everybody hates is you can just simply click on the email message that you want to get rid of, do a right mouse button click, you get your nice little quick menu, you scroll down and you'll see junk email. You have various options here. One of the best options, if you really never want to see this email again, is add sender to a blocked senders list.
Whenever you get an email from that sender, it'll automatically be blocked.
That's right. You can't even receive it.
The problem is, of course, spammers often change their address because they know people do that. I also like this add sender to safe senders list. If occasionally you're getting mail from mom that's getting filtered to spam, you can say, no. Never filter anything from here to spam. This is always good.
Yes.
So you have both ways. You have blocked senders or safe
senders.
Cool.
Yes.
Show us another way.
One of the neat things, too, that you can do in here is, say I have an email message and I'm at work and I'm not really supposed to be doing this, but I want to filter these emails directly into a specific folder.
Okay.
Well, there's a couple of ways that I can do it. I'm just going to create a very basic rule here for my wife, Heather. I'm going to right-click on this email message, scroll down and select Create Rule.
Rules are a very powerful feature.
They're extremely powerful feature. It's like a macro. It's an automation of a task. So I'm just going to say, when I get an email with all the selected conditions from Heather, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this email to folder, and I'm going to select the folder. In this case, it's going to be Call for Help because it's about Call for Help.
Okay.
I'm going to select OK, and I'm going to click on OK.
So whenever you have a message that comes from Heather, it will automatically, as soon as it comes in the mail, be filtered to that folder.
That's correct.
Without any action on your part.
That's correct.
Very handy.
Makes life a lot easier for you.
Very handy, yeah.
Especially when you're getting about 50 emails a day.
Yeah, I get several hundred. And actually, I use filtering extensively. I have dozens and dozens of rules. But it's once you start learning how to use it, you can really enhance it.
Yeah, it works really nicely.
What else can you filter on?
Well, a couple other things in here, too. You'll notice that there's been a lot of hurricanes going on in the United States, down in Florida and so forth. I have some friends down here, so we're getting updates. So what I want to do is find out all the information regarding that. So I'm going to create a little rule here that's based on hurricane footage. So anytime I see hurricane footage, if it's in that subject line, I'm going to have this email move to a specific folder called Hurricanes.
Now, let me ask you this. If you said just the word hurricane, would everything that had hurricane in the subject, including hurricane footage, get filtered to the same folder? So no, you don't have to have the whole sentence. You could just have one or two words.
Right now, it's being very specific to the subject line. I would have to specify that as text.
You could just say, okay, great, I got it, okay. What else can you do here?
Okay, so I'm just going to create this rule. And tells me it's been created.
Hurricane footage, that's great.
And the last one I'm going to do is I'm going to base this on sender and the subject line. So I'm going to right-click on it again, select Create the Rule.
You can combine the different rules. Yeah.
Multiple options. So I'm going to say it's from Matthew Coster. And the subject contains the LexSync website, where he's redoing our website right now. And I'm going to click on Move Email Folder to specific LexSync. And OK.
There you go.
And click OK.
Now, it could be from Matthew Coster with a different subject line. The filter won't catch it. Or if we had that subject line that was from somebody else, the filter won't catch it. It has to be both of them at the same time.
Yes, using two constraints, yes. So I click OK, in we go. Now, one of the things is, I've done all this stuff, but does it actually work?
Let's test it.
Question. So I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to select Tools off the menu bar, scroll down to Rules and Alerts, and I should see the various rules that I've created. So I'm going to select the one from Matthew. I'm going to click Run Rules Now, and I see Matthew up here. I'm just going to try this. I'm going to click on Run Now. And I saw a little bleep.
I think it looks like it did something.
I think it did. It did. So I'm going to click on Close. If I wanted to be a little bit more specific, or say maybe do 3 or 4 rules at one time, I'm going to click on Run Rules Now. I'm going to select Hurricane Footage.
Check them all.
Heather McBurney, Russell. And I'm going to click Run Now.
There goes all your mail.
We hope it's gone. We'll click on Close. Click on OK.
That's great.
And as you can see, there we go.
The only one that's left is one that didn't match any of the rules.
Yeah, and we were going to put that on the block senders list.
And we'll never see him again.
That's right.
Great. Thank you, Michael. For more information about this and all of our office tips, including a bunch of other great ones from Michael's wife, Heather, who was here last month, just go to the website, callforhelptv.com. And Heather and Michael are online on their website at lexinc.com, LEXINC. TechSmith.com. They do great office training. Coming up, lots more, including more of your calls. Stay right here as Call for Help continues.
You've got mail, baby. Yeah, baby.
Yeah, you've got mail, baby. Yeah. Welcome to Call for Help. I just was going to show you real quickly. Andy had this great free program. And I was trying to think, what do I use for my screen captures? And I realized because when you're writing books, the publisher says, "Oh, you got to go out and get Snagit," because that's what all the authors use. But it's $40, and I don't know if it does anything. I guess it does maybe a few things more than that free one does. I like it. It's from TechSmith.com. But boy, I think the free ones.
Yeah.
I'm wondering whether I should have bought Snagit. I mean, it's got a lot of nice features, I guess, but it just shows you. Sometimes there's free stuff that does every bit as good as the commercial. All right, let's take another call. Do you like sweet candy? Me too. Let's take another call from Sweet Candy MacArthur.
All right, we have Larry from Minneapolis, Minnesota on the line.
Hi, Larry. How are you?
Hey, Leo. Good evening.
Good evening, and welcome to the show.
Thank you, sir. I'm afraid I have to admit on national television I don't have a life.
Well, you're in good company, Larry. You're admitting it among friends.
I have a dog web page for my dog.
Oh, well,
website for my dog, actually.
Well, all right, let's see. Let's hear it. What's the address?
www.
Yeah.
LhasaPup, LhasaPup.com.
Oh, she has her own domain and everything.
Oh, yeah.
She's a Lhasa Apso?
Yes.
Those are beautiful. It's Kobe is her name?
Yep, that's a he, actually.
A he?
Yes, Kobe.
Oh, look at Kobe. You didn't name him after Kobe Bryant, I hope.
No, I did not.
Okay. What is agility? What is that? Is he an expert at agility?
Yeah, he runs, what's where you go through the up an A-frame and teeter-totters and dog walks.
Oh, so he's a show dog.
Yeah, my wife actually runs him in that.
Oh, wow. Well, you know what? This is a worthwhile thing to devote your time to. Oh, look at him. 8 weeks old. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. You just hate to see them grow up, don't you?
Oh, it's so cute.
Oh, my God. Well, I think that's a wonderful... Now, an interesting thing happened. When I clicked on this page, instead of staying at LhasaPup.com, it went to www.minn.net/tilde-L-Jenkins/Kobe. So that's interesting.
Hence the reason for my call.
Ah, okay.
Yes, right now that's being hosted at a ISP that I use for dial-up, and I'm actually have the domain address forwarded over to that.
I get it.
And I want to go to a broadband connection and get away from the dial-up
yes, you do.
Provider.
Yep.
And I'm looking for a web hosting service that does not cost an arm and a leg because, quite frankly, it's not worth it.
But maybe a tail and a leg, huh?
Yeah, there you go. And so looking for some low-cost providers for web hosting.
Oh, Amber, we're going to ask Amber, our web expert, on this one. What do you recommend Larry do? Because obviously, this is a great site, and it may even be kind of a business site. Certainly, it's becoming more and more of a business site. What should he do?
I would actually recommend that Larry, do you know who you're going to be using for your ISP?
Oh, probably going to be a local telephone company or cable company. I don't have much of an option down here for where I live.
Okay, well, you should check in with them, first of all, to see if they have any free hosting services.
Almost all ISPs
Yeah, most
will give you the
ISPs
site.
do, and that would be probably the least expensive way to actually host the website.
A lot of broadband servers give you quite a bit of space.
Yeah, you get enough space to do something like
10
this.
10 megabytes,
yeah.
something like that.
Will they host a unique domain, though?
Well, that's what he's doing. Now, do you want it to continue to say LhasaPup?
Yes.
You want it to say, you don't want to have the Comcast.net/L.
No, what I have is I just have the point of entry on the internet, and they just punch the DNS over to the appropriate directory on the.
You could ask them. It's actually a very easy thing for them to do. Using mod rewrite or lots of ways for the web host to do that, so that even though this is the actual domain name, it appears as LhasaPup.com all the way through. That's a fairly simple thing to do. It's not a technically difficult thing to do. You might ask them, that might be the kind of thing that they say, well, for that, you pay for our premium services. Who do you use for AmberMac.com?
I actually, in Canada, use Blue Genesis.
Blue Genesis?
And it's a little bit expensive.
Okay, how much?
It's about $20 a month.
Yeah, that seems like a lot. What do you use, Andy, for your web hosting for Cyberwalker?
I use a place in the States called PowWeb.
And how much do you spend for them?
It's $7.77 US a month.
It's gotten, see, that's the thing, Larry. It's gotten very competitive, and commoditized, because the truth is it doesn't cost very much to be a web host. Most sites, I doubt you draw a lot of bandwidth, Larry.
No.
So most sites, you're going to be on a shared server with as many as 100 to 1,000 other websites on one machine, so they don't have a lot of money. You're not using a lot of bandwidth. It's very easy for them to set it up. Really, it's all automated. So frankly, I mean, my host, look at who I'm cheap. My host, the starter plan is $3 a month. You get 10 gigabytes of bandwidth, 300 megabytes of space. The domain name is thrown in. And that's VisaWeb. They're my host. Guess where they are? Minneapolis.
Oh.
Really?
Just out of coincidence.
How about that?
I mean, that's $3 a month. I think you could afford that for your doggy. I bet you spend more than that in dog toys every week, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And then you would have LassaPup.com would stay with you. But and now I'm very happy with VisaWeb, but I'm not saying this is the only choice. What's happened is they're all kind of in that $2 to $7 range now, because it's gotten so competitive. And you don't need like the corporate plan, or because I have a fairly busy site. I actually have a dedicated box that I'm the only one using that computer. Nice. But that's very rare. I mean, almost always you'll go with these kind of simple ones. And I think, how many people visit your site, Larry?
I have no idea.
Yeah. Well, that's one thing you'll find out, by the way, because you'll get stats packages. It'll tell you how many people are visiting, how much bandwidth you're using. I would say, you could easily, for $2 or $3. All right, now Mikey wants to weigh on this one. Yes, Mikey, what do you have to say?
I use registerfly.com.
Registerfly is the host as well as the domain name registry. Yeah.
They do a fantastic job.
That's true of a lot of these guys. You're not mic'd, so I'm not going to let you talk too much. Are you mic'd?
No.
No, so they can't hear you. You just see your lips going.
No, they hear.
Can you hear?
And the thing is, you can do this. A lot of the stuff that
talking to Amber's chest there.
I don't know about this.
A lot of the stuff that we're talking about, they do it for free. Domain, so that it covers it over.
Yes.
Free redirecting of emails. Like for instance, you can have so and so at LassaPup.com.
This has become a revenue source for these registrars. Registerfly, GoDaddy, Dotster, all of them. When you register, the name will also host for a few bucks more a month.
Definitely.
So there are many choices out there. I could tell you right now, Heather, you're spending probably too much money at $20 a month. You don't need to spend that much money.
Yeah.
We'll get Heather moved on to something cheaper. All right, Larry.
Thanks so much.
LassaPup. So, tell me more about Kobe. I mean, is this your only Lassa, or?
He's our second one. We had another one, but unfortunately he passed on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Kobe does obedience. I show him an obedience, and he's going to the National Lassa Ops specialty here in another few weeks.
Look at him.
He'll compete there, and then my wife shows him an agility.
He's just a little fuzzball on a seesaw.
Yeah, he's a walking dust mop.
Oh, he's the cutest. Look at this. Oh, my God, he's going to do jumping.
He can fly.
Oh, he can fly. Oh, he's a flying dust. That is so. Thank you for sharing him with us. That is so much fun.
Thanks, Leo.
Take care, Larry. That is so cute. Oh man, we had a producer who also has a website for his dog. Yeah, he was so anxious to promote it for years. He would come around and he would change the homepage on the set, on all the computers on the sets, on the screensavers that called for help, to the dogs, joeythedog.com. And so we'd start the show, and the first thing that would come up would be joeythedog.com. So,
that's cute.
Yeah, Joey the dog. He's a fox terrier. I'll give him. Ed's going. Thank you, Lord.
He's a funny-looking dog.
He's a funny-looking dog. He has a kid now, and he doesn't have much time for the dog. Hang in there, partners. One more chance to take our tech quiz. Our question of the day today: what is Teledon? This must be a Mikey question. I don't know. Where did this come from? What is Teledon? A gaming console, a type of teletext system, a type of modem, or Hal's younger brother? We'll be right back with the answer.
Quite honestly, I wouldn't worry myself about that.
All right, our quiz question, and I have no idea whatsoever what the answer is. What is Teledon? I'm going to guess it's a type of teletext system. And the answer is... Ding, a type of Well, I'm a good guesser.
All right.
You are a good guesser.
Where did that come from? Was that yours, Andy? Was that Mikey's?
No,
Lorraine.
Oh, well, Lorraine's not here to defend herself. Our CG operator has the week off this week.
She does.
But what Teledon is it?
It's sort of an antique. It must be an antique.
Must have been a long time ago.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, maybe she owns one and she wants to sell it on eBay or something.
Well, it's funny. I was talking to somebody. He said, I was in France in the 80s, and they had computer terminals in every home. And they did, because in France they did Minitel, which was a very early teletext system. The idea was that the French government didn't have to print, the telecom company didn't have to print phone books. They just put these inexpensive terminals. And they were very much in the lead there. Of course, they've scrapped the system.
I bet.
You don't remember teletext,
no, I don't,
do you?
Actually, no.
It's a terrible idea.
They had something similar here called Alex.
Alex?
The Bell Alex. I think it was Alex. The Alexa system. I'm not sure, but it was like this little terminal you got.
It was a little tiny thing, and you type in the name of what you wanted or a restaurant, and you'd have weather. And what happened in France was people would chat on this Minitel, and it became a big thing. It was a very big social
Oh, wow.
thing.
I never even heard of it.
Yeah. It was before we had graphics. It was, they call it teletext because it was pure text color, maybe like 4 colors, and that was about it.
Neat.
Summer is almost over.
Aww.
The leaves are turning. A chill is in the air.
I know. So actually, what we're going to do, there's good things about the fall coming along. You can go out and go for a nice country drive and see some beautiful leaves. So take some pictures, take the family, go up to a pumpkin, go pick up pumpkins, do those types of things.
I like that.
I do. I love that too. You know, go pick apples and all that fun stuff.
We have corn mazes in the States. I don't know if they do them up here, but you grow the corn, goes so high, and then you can carve out a maze out of it and get really lost.
Yeah. It's kind of scary.
It's really scary. The kids hate it. Come on, kids, we're going to the corn maze.
It's like something
Daddy.
Something out of Halloween.
It's like the children of the corn.
Right? Children of the corn, yeah.
No, Daddy, not the corn maze. You're going to stay there until you get out.
Oh, boy. Well, we have some more relaxing fun things
Yes,
to do.
thank you.
No corn mazes.
Better activities.
Exactly. So I'm just going to show a couple of sites that you can go to find out when the leaves are changing and how fast they're changing, so that if you go for a drive, you're not missing out on all the beautiful colors.
That's because it's never the same time.
It's never the same time, and so if you're a little late getting up for your drives, you can check in to see where the leaves may still be changing.
Look, they have a fall color.
Yeah, so this is actually a site in the States, the U.S. Department of Agriculture Forest Service, and you'll see they have a free hotline that you can call to find out about leaves.
Hysterical.
And then if we scroll down to the bottom, you can pick a state. I'm picking Massachusetts. And you click go, and then you'll go to the state website that talks about fall colors.
Look at that.
And you can check out the timetable to see where the leaves are changing the fastest. So if you want to get up, this weekend or next weekend, or if you weren't able to go for a few weekends, you can find out where you can go and the leaves still may be changing. So it's really just a neat little tool that you can check out. And actually, I'm going to show one in Canada as well.
Yeah, the leaves are changing.
Yeah, leaves are changing in Canada a little bit sooner. So we're going to check out Bonjour Quebec, which is a site that also does the same thing, except it has percentages in the different parks. So you see the percentage of colors that have changed already.
Look at that.
Yeah, it's really cool. So it's just a good way to make sure that when you go on your drive to take some nice fall pictures, that you'll actually have lots of beautiful colors.
Is Quebec the best place to see the leaves, you think, or?
You know what? I think Quebec is really, really good. Also, Cape Breton in Nova Scotia is really good, and Prince Edward Island is also good.
Oh, you're partial.
I know I'm from there. I'm a little partial, but the thing about Prince Edward Island is it's changing early, so within the next few weeks you would have to get there. Whereas Quebec, it might be a little bit later. Runs right in through October.
Very good.
Yeah, so these are just some neat sites to check out, and we'll have these up on our website, callforhelptv.com.
It's amazing. The internet. What do we do without the internet? How would you know? I guess you'd call Aunt Martha and PEI and say, how are the leaves?
Yeah, that's pretty much what you would do.
They're turning.
Yeah.
Quick, get here.
Turning. Drive now. Yeah, you'd probably do a little bit of that.
Oh, I love the fall. Hey, let's get another caller in here quickly. We only have a couple minutes left in the show.
All right, we have John from Ottawa, Ontario on the line.
Hello, John from Ottawa. Let me take the walk, the Basil Walk. We're going to have to just, get a yellow brick road there and name it, the Basil
Way.
Basil Way. Yeah. Hey, John, how are you today?
Not too bad. How you doing, Leo?
I'm doing very well.
Thanks for taking my call.
Of course. What can we do for you?
Just a quick question here. I set up a little network for my sister and her kids. There's 3 computers, and it's a wired router.
Good for you.
And basically, we were having they're just kids, right? So they would install all kinds of stuff. So lately, what I did is I changed their accounts to limited accounts.
Oh yeah, instead of giving them full administrative.
Exactly, and it's been a lot less headaches for me.
Yes.
So, but the problem is now I had basically 2 problems. One girl, she couldn't save the games,
right.
And the other problem is we couldn't they couldn't burn any music CDs, right?
Right.
So I figured out how to fix the saving issue using something called CACLS, which is basically it'll change the rights to the directory.
Yes.
But we still can't burn any music CDs, so we use Roxio.
This is it makes me mad because in any operating system. A multi-user operating system like Linux or Windows or any Unix or Macintosh OS X, you don't want to operate as root or administrator.
Exactly.
Because the risks are great. First of all, kids can mess stuff up, but also a virus. If you get a virus on there and you're running as administrator, the virus also has your rights and has free reign on the system.
And all the ActiveX stuff will get installed automatically.
All the spyware. Whereas if you say you're a limited user, spyware can't install itself.
That's right. That's exactly right. So now, because they used to get all these cool bars and emoticons and all that stuff, and it was causing a headache.
It's so much better to run that way, and yet the problem is this is new to Windows. You know, in Windows 98 and ME, everybody was a super user. Anybody could do anything.
Exactly.
And so programs haven't yet caught on that there's a difference.
Right.
And, for instance, you can't update your antiviruses as a limited user. You have to be administrator.
That's exactly right. Every couple of weeks I go and log in as myself and you do the Windows update and all that stuff.
Well, what I would suggest is try, now I don't know if this will work with Roxio, but I would try it.
Okay.
You can right-click on any program and say run as.
Yeah, I could do that.
And then you just you know, now that means you're going to be, either you're going to be there or you're going to have to tell the kids the administrator password. What I would suggest is create an account that's an administrator account but is not the full administrator account. You can actually use the policy editor to limit what they can do in that account and then say, but they can burn. That's another way to do it. But ideally, Roxio would say, oh, okay, burning is something that's appropriate for a limited user. Let them do it.
Like when you go pick the songs, you know, when you browse on the left and you go to the folder where the songs are and you select a few of them and you drop them to the bottom pane, they just won't show up.
Yeah. Now you tried setting the permissions on all of the appropriate folders, and that didn't fix it.
Yeah, I gave like read and write permissions to that to the Roxio folder. I figured maybe that's where maybe it
would make sense.
Or something like that.
Well, we're going to check with Roxio and see if there is a workaround. There may be a workaround, but I would suggest doing the run as. Hey, John, we got to run.
Okay.
But thank you for bringing it up because that bugs the heck out of me, and I think it's something Microsoft has to solve.
It's really a pain. You have to go there every time they want to do something like this. But
I agree. But you're doing the right thing because it's much safer to run as a limited user.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks, John. I appreciate
it. I appreciate it.
Final words on how you can be on the show right after this. Stay right here. I like our mugs.
I do too, yeah.
New Call for Help mugs. You know, we got more of these. We could give them away. Maybe we will. Go to our website. Find out what we're giving away today on the callforhelptv.com website. We've got lots of great prizes in our contesting and lots of chances to win. So check it out. Maybe it'll be one of these fabulous mugs. So you're going to call. Why don't you get a hold of your contacts at Roxio? Because I would like to know that there may be a simple workaround. There's all sorts of reasons why you can't do things in limited user mode. It may be that the program won't let you. Or
it doesn't make any sense, though. I mean, come on. You know, like there are parents with kids out there.
Yeah.
I don't understand why Microsoft...
Well, it should be the kind of thing that you could modify with Policy Edit. You know, there's a great program that we should do a little segment on GP Edit. Allows you to modify the policies of Windows XP so that you can limit what the kids can do.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, or anybody. It's used often in corporate.
There should be a family controls.
I agree.
You know, in home at least.
You know somebody at Microsoft.
Yeah, I'll get that changed. Just give me a few minutes.
That's it for this show. But I'll tell you, if you want to be on our show, go to the website, callforhelptv.com, and fill out the form. We'd love to get you on. If you've got a problem with your personal confuser, there's no point in whining or moaning or yelling. Just call for help. See you later.